I was a slave to the streets, a prisoner to prostitution, and I shot heroin to numb my pain. My name is Shari. I'm 34 years old, and I was born and raised in Passaic, New Jersey. I was raised by my mom and my stepdad. They've been together since I was 2 months old, making him the only dad that I've ever really known. I did have a brief relationship with my biological father from the age of 15 to 19, but then he disappeared again after that. So growing up, everything seemed pretty normal. I did well in school. I played sports. I did gymnastics, went to church every Sunday, and I sang in a gospel group. But behind closed doors, unfortunately, I was being sexually abused from the age of 7. By the age of 15, I decided to fight back, and unfortunately, I started to rebel. I began to sneak out of the house, and I started experimenting with drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes. I managed to do well in school, and I graduated high school with honors, and I attended the University of Virginia where I studied psychology. I have one daughter. Her name is Angel. She lives in Maryland, and she's my pride and joy next to Jesus Christ. So the first 6 years of her life, I raised her the best way that I knew how. And then one weekend, I was visiting at home in New Jersey, and I got a call that my boss had gotten murdered. Upon returning back to Virginia, probate did an investigation, and they shut the company down and caused me to lose everything. I was forced to relocate back to New Jersey, where I fell into a deep depression. I met a man who I thought would fill the void that I had, and he introduced me to crack cocaine. Upon being introduced to this drug, I lost everything that I had, and my life quickly spiraled out of control. Over the next 2 years, I would graduate to shooting heroin, prostituting my body for little or nothing, and sleeping outside homeless. I ran and rejected the urge to pray. I did attempt to come into the Hoving home in 2017, but I only stayed for 3 days and then I left, which was one of the worst decisions that I ever made in my life. I overdosed and was pronounced dead for 6.5 minutes, but God had a better plan for my life, and so He allowed me to be revived. One day I was in Patterson on the Strip, and a car rolled up beside me. They rolled the window down, and I saw the muzzle of a gun. When I woke up, it was 2 days later, and I was in Newark University Trauma Center. I was told that I had been hit in the face with a frozen paintball and that they had to remove my right eye. 3 weeks later, when I got out of the hospital, I couldn't even look at myself, so I went right back to doing what I knew how to do best, and that was running and using drugs. I ran for another 3 months, and then one day I was sick in a crawl space, and I heard God tell me, choose life or you're going to become a drug addict or you're going to die a drug addict. I did an intake at the Hoving home, and my parents had me here the next day. Upon arriving at the home, I was angry, bitter, and I just had no will and hope. I didn't want to live. At some point, I chose to surrender, and I chose life. Since being here, I've completed the program, and now I'm interning in the business office, and God has truly transformed me and renewed my mind. I have restoration with my daughter. I speak to her every day, and I found power in forgiveness.
And when you ask of Him, you will receive one of His miracles, if only you believe. And when you're down and out and on your knees, Jesus is all